Yes, good evening, folks. Alex here. Waiting for the stream to catch up. Yeah, this evening I am going to be working on an Amen track with lots of Amens in it, lots of samples from the Alien films, which are some of my favourite films, Ridley Scott and James Cameron. I've watched them all again recently, and it kind of gave me the idea to revisit this track, which I actually started back in 2019. So possibly, yeah, shortly before COVID. I can't quite remember. When did COVID start? But anyway, yeah, so this is quite a fun track with loads of samples taken from the films, the tracker noise, and some samples from the score of the original film. So I'm going to do my usual thing. We'll give it a listen, and then I will do some work on it. So I'm going to play it from the session for this one, just because I thought it might be fun for people to kind of see how what kind of how many channels we've got going on and stuff like that. And I might do some admin while that's going on in the track, delete things and stuff like that.
Bring back life form. Priority one. All other priorities received.
Damn company. What about our lives, you son of a bitch?
I repeat, all other priorities received. All other priorities received. I repeat. I repeat. All other priorities received.
We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
We are still going.
There's gotta be a way of killing it. How do we do it?
Still don't understand what you're doing with it. Perfect. Vocals. It's structural perfection as well. Very right, that's correct.
We are still live. There we go. We are still here. I'm not sure what's happened to my screen. You won't hear the audio either. Oh, that's frustrating. Let me just try and stop it. Yeah. I can still hear it. That's frustrating. I think it's because I was trying to open within the project some of the older, an older version of it to see if I had any of the original bass MIDI. Oh, there we go. Okay, it stopped. I'm going to try this again. Give me a sec. Yeah, I know. You're still there, Tom. It's typical, isn't it? I mean, something like this happens every time. Stop. I hate streaming. I hate live streaming. Right, are we going to get this to work or not? Wait a minute. Yeah, I know. This is like so frustrating when shit goes like this. So I thought it was the monitor that was like blanking out sometimes, but I actually think it could just be the HDMI adapter that I've got for my Mac. Why Macs can't just have HDMI out? That's why I might switch to Windows. Common. Glitching out. Are we seeing that now? No. Should try another angle. Moral of the story is as well, don't get excited about doing something on stream because half the time it just... Hey! Half the time it doesn't work. It's like getting stoked to work on this on the way back. Okay. Hold tight, people. We will. Once the beach ball have gone. I don't know why it's doing this. It's an old track, it's an old project. There were lots of versions of it in, and I had to download it from my archives. So it could just be that it's trying to. Sometimes when you open stuff in the browser, it's going to switch back over. It will. Particularly if they're big projects, it can spin it out a bit. Essentially, what I want to do with this, right? It's got some fun samples in it. I just want to okay, here we go. Go away. I think it's this that's doing it. All right. Yes. See, there we go. It's got some fun samples. Let's just check the audio. Yeah, cool. We're back. Great. So, at the time, I probably would have worked on this and thought, and I did many versions, and this was supposedly a mixed version. There was some mastering on it that I've taken off. But the first thing I'm going to do is save a new set. The first thing, yeah, at the time working on it, I think I did mixes of it and was like, I just can't. Something's not working about it. And now, a couple of years later, I can just hear exactly what for me isn't working, and that is the benefit of kind of like just sticking with things, because over time you just get more experience about why a track isn't working. So I think the bass comes in. I've got this strange automation on it, trying to kind of bring it in, but it's supposed to be like a jungle. It's supposed to be an amen jungle track, you know, just straight up film samples, amens, and instead I'm trying to do something different with the kind of sounds that you might hear in an old school tune, and they're not always that forgiving to work with for stuff like that, for like loads of automation. You know, something like a modern synth would probably do a better job of that, but this is just a respace, like data sample. and maybe off stream I'll go back and I'll find the original MIDI for it. But so I've got this kind of like automation coming in.
I repeat, all the priorities are associated.
And we've got some like filtering probably, some volume automation going on. Rid of myself.
We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
So I like that. I like all the samples. The music's working well for me. The arrangement is kind of there. Maybe it's a bit long, but I think like the concept is good. It's just the core thing of the bass and the drums together isn't working for me. And I probably would have done it like also I was talking about the automation on the bass. Like I don't like that. I don't think it's necessary. It would immediately I was like the reach should just come in, you know, without any of this stuff on. A bit like Terrorist or whatever. In fact, I'm going to get rid of it. I don't want this. No. So, you know, like, you have a bit of silence, you know, before it comes in. It's a cheap trick.
I repeat, all the priorities are associated.
You know, something like that. That's what you want, isn't it?
We better get back.
So yeah, like that's much more effective to me. And also the Amen, I think for a long time I was probably where am I chopping this? I've got all these effects going on it as well, and there's too much. Doesn't need any of this stuff. So we're gonna go right back to basics here, and we're gonna kind of re-engineer the breaks and bass and make a really kind of slamming thing if possible. This is all like off the cuff now. So, and also I've gone for a strange hit in the break itself, you know. I've gone for like, I think the one that's going to work best with this. Now I've got lots of amens, yeah, lots of stuff we can use here. I've got these nice ones. You know, and immediately I think you're going to like this. We could either have something like that, or we could go for something that was a bit more. What we got here? I'm just listening to the quality of them. Maybe it could be fun to just chop one now. Maybe we could do that. Although I've got all these kind of pre-chop bits, so I really like the Rhythm Lab Ultimate Amen breaks back. It's just great for what have we got here. Okay, all a bit much on 1100. Might be more fun for people to see it actually happening. Now there was some on the, where is it, the Neve. They're quite fun. Hard Neve, that's it. Okay, maybe we could do so. I'm sure I've chopped this before, but let's just like for a bit of fun have a go at this one, yeah. And I'm just gonna work with this break now. Hey Doms, hey Jarson. The project is quite fast, isn't it? I did put a question mark about tempo. Maybe this is too much. What else we got? stuff on the drum bass, I thought so. I'm just going to go with the last 2 bars for now, yeah. Get that rolling. Let's have a listen to that with the, maybe in the context of the song, because I kind of want to hear what quality it's adding. Yeah, I think that could be the one. You see, I'm listening purely for the sound here, like the texture against the rest of the stuff. Okay, so let's roll with this hard Neve. I might see if I can do anything to like I tend to nearly all like, as it's already got some processing on it, presumably, maybe we can just EQ it a bit. I think I need to revisit that bass as well from an earlier version of the project, because it sounds a bit strange. Sounds like I might have scooped it a bit too much. Am I going to do that now? Maybe we could try that now. Current project. So it's probably, this was what I'd been working on. I did various mixes of it. Maybe in this one. Crash everything. Can you got any sound, Jar? Some? Got any sound? People got sound? I'll just try again. Any sound? Sound? No, okay. Fine. Thank you. I can see why that. I am here still. Okay. There we go. Should have sound now. Yeah. Getting sound. Any good now? Yeah, sick. Excellent. Okay. If this is still playing up, this is because I think this track is quite old and it's I don't know if it's something to do with like ALS files or something. It might just be taking a while to reference a lot of the samples in these older sessions for when you look in the current project. So I might just like, let's click off of that again because this was spinning things out a bit. But now I'm not going to worry about the bass. I will do that off stream. I'll maybe delete some of the earlier versions or just open up an earlier project. Okay. Are you gonna? Well, this, I'm sure you've all experienced frustrations like this yourself in trying to make tunes. For one thing, when I opened this up, because it's so old, I was like, oh, I bet there's going to be loads of missing samples. But actually, it was okay. So I'm going to go in. Let me go in with my EQ. I like my channel EQ. I might use that for that. Get a bit more precise on this. I want it to be quite. Might do a shell. The low end's going to be provided by the Reese, I think, in this tune, you know. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop this. I'm just like going to use some of this. Let's just go to town on this. So. Let's see if I can figure out the key of this. Okay, probably G sharp, is it? Yeah, okay. Go for that, shall we? I'm going to try and tune this to G sharp as well. Dial it back. So I'm gonna like work with it first before. Cool. It sounds pretty compressed already, so I don't know if I'm gonna do and probably has been through a sampler of some sort, but let's see what the RX 950 sounds like on it as well. Lake Town. Going. Yeah, we could like drive it a bit more. Wow. Too much. Ah! Well, I think, you know, you can get like, with this drum bass, you can get some good, like crunch on this. That's like definitely mid-range, that crunch. Drive's a bit lower. I mean, the beef is going to be. It sounds compressed to death already. I'm just going to do a bit of gain staging here. That's the original. I like scooping the mid-range. You know, like here. Cool. Ooh. Huh. If you click on that, it locks you to the key. I mean, it's quite low, that, isn't it? So there's not much, you know, we could go maybe a third above or something. What's that? G sharp. On a minor third. I like that, that's good. Gain stage it. Transient's good. Ooh. And then just blend it back to the original. Like here. Yes. That's nice. Let's put those together and do an A and B. That's as it was. That's afterwards. So I think scooping that mid makes a huge difference, and like I've often spoken about this, but my my logic for doing that is like originally people probably would have had access to quite basic EQs, you know, maybe just like a DJ EQ, like with one mid-range band, a high and a low pass filter and a high pass filter, and you can get, maybe they would have been able to sweep the mid, but you can get some really kind of gives you that like really laser tight amen sound just using the channel EQ, which Ableton said was supposed to be based on, like, you know, like cut the mid range about here. And then bring it up to gain. I want it to kind of sound raw and edgy. Yay, Ned Rush, the house. To go, mate. Yeah, we could. I'm going to print that then and chop it. Reroute the audio. So I am streaming on my laptop battery tonight, right? Because I forgot my charger. So I'm going to have to be mindful of that, but we're just going to go for it. Let's just... I just wanted to get 2 of them, right? And one. Right, there we go. There we go. We've got a nice kind of crunchy. So that's the original, and that's this audio. So you can probably see there's a bit of a difference. A bit more chunky. Right, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check where my transients are first here. I want to get all of these, so I'm going to Shift Control I on a Mac. And I want to get all these little hits in because I like to do a bit of stuff with these. Get rid of you and get rid of you. Do that, will the warp marker be included? I'm not sure. Right click. I'm going to slice to a new MIDI track and I'm going to do transient and it's going to be sampler. And I like using sampler because I like the getting the attack and the sustain stuff really tight. So switch to this now and we'll just bring this up to. I'm going to quantize the hits. That's why I went through and kind of chose the transient points because I want to chop them by that. We're gonna have to like dial it in a bit now, right? And then I'm going to legato these so they're all just bring this up. Okay, and let's just check our volume here. You see, let's map some stuff here then. So I tend to go. I can't even remember how I map stuff now. It's been so long. Let's map this to 8. Call this dB. Now really I just want like the sustain and a release DSR. That's how I do it. I remember now. So DSR as you've all seen my stream did the other day with as he's on stream with the new Ned Rush devices, really good. Don't own any of Ned's stuff, like why not? Always really creative stuff. Leave the velocity as it is. So now I'm just going to go through and just tidy these up a bit. You can rename these things in here, you know, if you want, and we might get to that. So I'm just going to literally go in, and it's a bit time consuming, but for the sake of demonstrating it, stream, because we will get nice results. But yeah, that's kind of the process I follow for any kind of choppage. And I normally wouldn't go that heavy-handed, but I think it would just suit the tune. So this is like, I think I really need to revisit that bass because I think I've fucked around with it too much. And I'd like to go back and see if I can make it a bit more. Or I'll just record another Reese. So I'm just going to, we'll tighten these up when we get into like looping it. Let's give our ears a break. And then we'll start creating some patterns, and then we'll do some choppage. We'll see if there's amen break fix. I'll export the track once I've done it, and we will listen back to it in a few weeks. But I thought this was a good one. And this just shows you like a track is never kind of dead. can always go, as long as you're like reasonably organised with how you keep your computer files, you can go back to stuff. And like the distance, I've in this time I wasn't streaming then or anything. In the time between, I've learned so much really, and it was just so obvious what I'd kind of not done wrong, but like I just overcomplicated it, and that's nearly always the problem. Is that you just overcomplicates things. I'd like to take this opportunity to say thanks to everyone who supports me on Patreon. My day job involves patronage as well, so it's a bit confusing. But I always say that I'll give a shout out to people. Thanks very much if you did everything in the description, including all the ways to support my channel. Like, subscribe, share it. So I'll come to these bits, and then we've got this rogue one. Is that rogue? Split the symbol in two, maybe. Let's have a listen. Well, we are slamming. It's a bit janky at the moment. I'm not going to worry about that too much. But it's that last symbol giving us a bit of what we've got here. Slice 19. We want this to be. Get rid of you, and we'll just move the sample down here. So this, I used to kind of chop things to drum pads, and can definitely still do that, and I like. But I'll just keep this one all about the amen. I won't do too much repitching and stuff like that in here. Nice little snare at the end here, as well. What am I doing? Get everything really tight, really make a difference, even just like a tiny little bit. Maybe do something with the symbol here. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to pull that down to the end. I'm going to move the key up, and I'm going to do like I'm going to set this to be this kind of to have a reverse loop on it. So when I play this, really cool, and I like doing that a lot at the moment. And then we've also got, let's go down the octave, the best kick. Now this is the kick that should really go with the drop. Where are we? Get him. Let's copy him. Let's put him. Duplicate him. Put him down there. And like, we can rename this rev symbol. Call this rev snare. And I'm just going to move this here. Sorry, it's rev kick, isn't it? Rev kick. So we can get some fun things going on with this as well. Let's loop it. Cool. And another snare maybe? that one. Go with that. Go with you, duplicate you. There. Same thing. Go back up. Video. Sorry, the note. And if you've got a bit of release on this, you know, you can get some interesting stuff happening. Stuff like that. And you could do the same with duplicate the snare again and like roll, and we can have just a forward envelope and do it along. Be quite fun. Now, of course, all of these are macro maps, so it's a bit of a balancing act. But there's you know, you could, if you really wanted to, you could kind of group. You could group the samplers, and you could do some different stuff on different. I don't know if you could actually, because they're macro mapped. This is, you know, there's a limit to what you can do with anything really, right? Unlike one channel. We're going to call this. What is my? I haven't chopped things for such a long time. The AW break rack. This is kind of, yeah. This is what I do. AW. Amen. Break rack. 22, 10, 12. Sick. Right, there we go. We've got a little master slot there. So let's make some patterns of this. And I'm going to do it within the context of this. Well, so I'm just going to get rid of these ones that we've already done. Great, and back onto here. So we've got. Okay. Let's just compare it to this one. Yeah, just like wimpy. I didn't know what I was doing back then, really. Okay, that's what I'm after. That kind of sound. You know, we could adjust the sustain slightly. And there are different parts of the Amen that give you like nicer hi-hat bits. Like that. Let's just go through and just make sure we've got everything really nice and tight. Makes a huge difference. It's subtlety. All of this is like subtlety stuff, particularly around here. And yeah, actually, I think I probably don't even use this chaka chaka bit there. By starting. Okay, they look pretty good to me. Okay. Okay, I think we're dialed in as much as we can go. So let's have a look at it again. Yeah, let's get those here. So in our pattern here, we've got. So what's this one? This is quite good to kind of have an idea of how to fix this stuff. So I think I missed a transient here. Here, there we go. So I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to let's go back big here. So this is maybe good problem solving. Let's highlight this and move everything one along. And in this one that we've duplicated, in the first one, pull you down. Is that right? Okay, yep. Okay, we did that the wrong way around. Pull this down here, up. Okay, because what I want is I want this double hit. I want the same like that. Just cool. That's what we want. And I'll show you why I want that, because I like to really get, I love the staccato sound that you get by doing. This is why I like chopping the break like hit by hit like this. You can change the grid and staccato it down a bit. Okay. So I think we want to start on these guys. So there's so many choices you can make here, really. Like we could go for just like this, you know. But I think we want a bit of a chakka, don't we? We want that chakka. Chakka chakka. Like, so sometimes I just like to switch. Alright, I can hear something like, I can start to hear like a boom. Okay, I can even go like start getting lazy here and like double hit it. That's certainly a start. I'm gonna carry on here now. Just I usually find once you're in a bit, you can kind of start to get ideas about where else you could go. So. What else we got? Let's pull our original master back in because I want the beginning of mostly. All right. Yeah, I want a snare. That's what I want here. Start to hear it now. So yeah, so much of Amen stuff is just like the last two, but that kick is so powerful. There, this one. Yeah, alright, cool. Let's put that together then. Okay, I'm going to just start randomly. Yeah, this is going to sound really cool. That's a little bit of trial and error. Yeah, so we could do like maybe a roll here. Add some velocity in. Yeah. Yes. Carry this one on, and I'm going to set the. I'm actually going to change the voices to so that we can get those up, some of those other things happening. So you'll hear what I mean. The reverse on that cymbal. Yes. Just get these little ghost snares happening here. Now let's get that, find that reverse snare. Yes. Phrasing. Right, shorten these ones. Bit of drop edge. There's a little ghost snare. These are quite cool, these little ghost snares. Alright, I'm really starting to hear a pattern emerging now. And even if I only get this done for tonight, I can just like copy and paste it out and, try and have another crack at some point. Just mindful of battery life. Let's keep it all about this one. Go this kick. Got the little reverse kick here, remember? Okay, you can do some like little bits like this. Yes. What about that? What am I doing wrong there? Like that. No. That's it. Yeah, there we go. Make sure that. Tighten you up. Maybe do a little roll in here. Don't like that one. Yeah, I love this. Never get tired of it. Okay, tighten those ones up and like really tighten these up. Yeah. Got those tiny like that. Our little reverse symbol there. What else we got? We can like let's give that a listen back then. Yeah. All right, now we're cooking. Let's switch up this one as well. Maybe we could just randomly duplicate those. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. This sounds quite good when you do stuff like this. You're almost creating like new fills. Yeah, let's throw some more fills in. Maybe make it twice as long. I know this is painstaking, but sometimes it gets Yes, yes. So I'm going to do a trip like a dotted again. Yeah. Snare. Yeah, so a nice little roll going into you. And let's make this garter as well. Probably doesn't need to be that many as it could be again. Stop triplet mode. Just start that again. I mostly chop breakbeats at night. Mostly. Such a good film. Yeah, it does need some time stretch stuff in there, but Gary, good to see you on. And another Gary as well that I just met. yeah, like, so I think with these guys, I'll probably, like, for this now, I'm just going to focus on the pure amen, and then maybe, I mean, yeah, we could do that. Although I'm concerned about the time I've got left, and for now we're just getting a loose pattern down. I think when I listen back to it, it's going to definitely need those, and that might be something that I add in from another amen I've already chopped. I'm sure these have got some in. Yeah, I think they have. Or we can just go about it next time. That might be useful exercise. So, or as the man is on here, this could be something that I could probably try with one of the Lucky 16. Stretch, surely. Ed, if you're on. Set it to 4, just. Yeah, so we've got that sample in here.
We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
Sometimes they do that, don't they? Probabilistic things.
And they mostly come at night. Mostly.
I really like the roll as well. That's particularly. But yeah, like which one's shift as well? What's that like?
We better get back, because
Okay, like almost like a pitch shifter or something. As he's roll is probably my favourite. Oh yeah. Cool. But I think, like, for me, it's sort of like I like the combination of a bit of grid doing and occasional random devices, just to add a bit of spice, and then we'll record it. Error encountered. Like, yeah, like Gary, I think you're absolutely right though. Like, because it would sound really cool, wouldn't it? Like. A nice pitch down there, like, which we could do. With like the. Stuff like that. That could be quite cool, couldn't it? Maybe we'll just leave that in for a bit of experimentation. Maybe. Can't quite do the time stretch thing, like, without Yes, let's do this guy. Let's do the same with him. It's really just forgetting, like, my main concern for this session is to come up with a stronger amen pattern, see if it works. Like, maybe it doesn't want to be this half-steppy thing,
We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
Okay. Yeah, that's so cool, that. Oh yeah, mate, that's sick. Just reading errors. Oh yeah, no, Jason, isn't this you? Your name's not down. You're not coming in. Yeah, I think the bass, like, I need to revisit what is actually making the bass because it just sounds a bit wimpy to me. There's not enough woof in it. I don't know, maybe it's fine and I just need to... Yes, alright, that's okay. We got a vibe going here. So I think what I'm gonna do is just like duplicate that. Right, this is gonna be really boring for now because I just want to hear what this sounds like when I listen back to it with a harder amen, what we've got at the moment. Cool. Hey, yeah, good to see you. It's been a while. Thought so. I knew I recognised that handle. Yeah, because what I probably Oh yeah, sick. Yeah, it is the best. It's the best handle that's been on this evening, apart from maybe Ned's. What other good ones do we have? Did have Jungle Love. That's quite a good one. First time I've seen on stream. Beach Pacific. Yeah, quite busy this evening. Yeah, you're probably right. Like an occasional. That could be really cool. I think like, so it's got all these kind of, it's got the tracker sound coming in. And the original film score. I've got another Amen in there, and I might do a bit of like Amen A and B's. Amen A and B's. I'm not going to do this this evening, but that, like, I've got these Amen fills that start coming in. Where are they? Here. And again, probably. You know, we'll do a bit of A/B switching with those, maybe with some like 808s. Yeah, I agree. Yusuf. Yeah, so that's a good shout, because it's been like this. It's been over 2 years since I dug into this, but it starts with kind of like, if you know got the tracker.
All other priorities rescinded.
That's a damn company. What about our lives, you son of a bitch?
Yeah, but Berkerson, when did you do that? Like, you mean in like the company guy? Kind of the breakdown is Ash talking about.
I will clothe it, my conscience.
The delusions.
Or delusions of morality.
Oi. Yeah, these are really great. I don't know if he's still on, but they are really good. The Game Over Man, yeah. Like the what's he called? What's his name in it? I watched it a matter of weeks ago. Hudson. If I've got the Game Over Man. I've got the Game Over Man. He says it like before she says we better get back because it'll get dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly. I'm surprised I got rid of all the samples from this one. Game Over. Oh, I've got it. Took it from.
Well, that's great. That's fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? We're some real pretty shit now, man.
You finished?
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now?
Yeah. I know that bit. Yeah.
Build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?
We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
Dick. Yeah, I had the. I don't even. Yeah, it was only because I watched it recently. Well, I've watched all of them again recently. Sorry, that was probably mad loud. What, the Game Over? Predators are good. Lovely. There's some amazing stuff happening with these Ned effects. Like, so I posted about it yesterday on Facebook, but like I had Nedit, and I really liked Nedit, and it had some cool ideas in it. And I remember emailing Ned at the time and saying, yeah, like email and saying, is there any way you can like shape the envelope of the slices? You know, because I really wanted to get that kind of like really. But I do it here with the MIDI as well. Like here. But like what I would do with this is I would do a few takes. I would do a few takes, and wherever anything really good happened, I would kind of combine it A and B with the MIDI that I had to give that nice. Because like I like the balance between like really jungleistic, really stepping dance, like dancey kind of like skank out stuff, but then with some like glitchy moments in that aren't too aleatoric and do repeat and have some kind of something for the ear to latch onto, with the odd moment that just happens once. So I think it's a balance between like whenever using generative effects, is that I like to kind of balance it with something that's a bit more repetitive, you know. Yeah, like. And even for just that repeat's doing some sick things every now and again as well. Like. Lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, Jason. Yeah. No, I'd like. Well, for me, yeah, it's like that. I like generative stuff. I like a balance. You know, I like Ned says as well. Like the computers kind of throw up stuff, but I'm also quite detailed in how I put it together. And I might only use a bit of it. Sometimes it's more to kind of steer my own ideas and what I actually execute myself. You know, what I think in my head and what I realise, or what I respond to as a thought, rather than just necessarily like laying it down and going, that'll do, I'll keep it. Sometimes it depends what it's for, but for something where it's like an amen pattern and a bass line, you know, I'd want the amens to be almost like gestural, or like I was like saying something, talking. And that's what I'm trying to get. Like, it's just like, I think Stranger has talked about it. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. That's it. It's merely to kind of spark my interest, and if it throws up something good that I like, I'll keep it in. You know, and why it's important when you're using these effects to record them as soon as possible. Just do loads of takes if you need to. Just get the things happening, and you don't necessarily need to like edit it all down in one session. You can just kind of chip away at a track for years and years and years. That's fine. I mean, this has gone through multiple versions, and I started it back in July 2019. So Jazz Acid, not sure what that is, but yeah, and it's been through many versions. I doubt I'd even do this many versions of a tune now, just because I guess really rinsing the kind of music making, you like it's practice like anything else. Yeah, absolutely. yeah, totally. It does, yeah. Humans. That was kind of a big thing to me. Is like a while back I was making a lot of very generative stuff, using a lot of ideas from like Ned's channel, and hopefully you can still hear me because cool. Yeah, and it kind of came to me, the idea of like the balance between computer and like my own intellect and my own creative decision making. But these effects were like back to Nedit. That was one of Ned's earlier things. Is like I also like being able to exactly line up where the transients are happening to get them really tight and really crisp. Really like that. So I wanted to kind of there were good ideas in it, and these like Lucky devices are much more. I think they're better because they're modular, and there's ideas that were in Nedit that are now in like standalone devices, and you're able to dial in the chance of those, and they aren't happening every too often. But it's like that, like yeah, the balance between generative and composed. Yeah, but okay, well, I am going to call it an evening there, folks, because I just want to wrap it up before my laptop dies, because I left my charger. So I've got 22% battery left. I'm going to say good evening, good night. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll revisit that tune again another time. For now, I'm going to export it, and I will save it as a version back to. So just got placeholder audio in that, you know. It's just to hear it. Does the amen work? Is the idea worth pursuing? Do I need to revisit again? There's only so much energy I can probably put into this tune again without having to leave it another 2 years. But we'll see how we get on. So, see. Oh well, thank you everyone for checking in. It's really lovely to have a lot of people on stream. Yeah, like and subscribe, share with a friend. I've got a Patreon where I occasionally put things, but it's just great to have the support of people on the channel. I often put, I might even put these amens on there. Why not? Without Ned's devices. But yeah, thanks everyone. Hope you have a cracking evening. I've been Alex. I'll see you around. Jason, good to see you again, mate.